Yo, what's up guys, it's me JQ, and I'm going to be doing a first impressions review today, a series I had in this wishlist video. So if you haven't watched it, please watch that wishlist video, because I actually like this wishlist video a lot. But to get into it, this is a series that recently came out not too long ago, about like a week or so earlier from this video, and I would say it was pretty good. It's also made by the creators of Your Lie in April, and once you see the volume, you'll see why that's quite prevalent and quite obvious. But yeah, let's just get straight into this video. So if you guys don't know what the series is that I'm talking about, it is A School Frozen in Time. Now if you don't know why I said that earlier about the whole it's made by it and you'll see why, this guy is literally Arima Kosei. Like, off the cover, he is literally Arima Kosei. But the funny thing is, in the volume, he doesn't really look like this at all, which is quite funny. But I really do enjoy how much kind of emphasis they put on this volume 1 cover, because it is a really nice cover, and even the spine and back looks really nice. And I really do enjoy this, and I really thought it was a good manga towards the end. I thought the concept was really good. It wasn't really handled perfectly in the first 2 chapters, and this is a 4-chapter volume because it's a monthly series, but I thought the last 2 chapters in this volume were really, really suspenseful and really, really good. So for a synopsis of the series, follow our main character Takano, or should I just say Arima Kosei 2.0, but basically, he's going to school. He meets up with his friend who's a girl named Mizuki or Mitsuki. I really can't say her name right, but 2 months prior to this event, one of their classmates jumped off the roof of the school and committed suicide. Now, they meet up with 2 of their friends going to school, and once they enter the school, there's another 2 inside the school who are already in their classroom, but no one else is in the school at all. And then they're stuck in the school itself, and time is frozen at the time of 5:53, which is the exact time where one of their classmates committed suicide. Now after this, 2 more classmates walked in as they're trying to escape this building, and all 8 of them are stuck, and they have to find out who committed suicide to get out of this building. And even then, one of these classmates might be the one who committed suicide, and none of them know. So that is a little bit of a synopsis for the series. I think it's a super interesting concept. I loved how they handled it in the second half of this volume, but the first half of this volume was pretty I thought it was like enjoyable, but nothing insane. It was like, okay, it's just building up the story, building up this kind of school-like world, as it's the only thing we'll see for a while. So I thought it was interesting, nothing insane, and the art is pretty I mean, there's moments where it's really good, moments where it's cool, and moments where it's So it's like, it's a mix of everything, where I think it's really good for that. It can be not really wordy. It's like this amount of words on a page, which isn't bad actually. I think that's a pretty average amount of words, and I think it's pretty dang good. I really do like it. I thought the first volume was a really good way to start off a series, even though I said the first of like half the volume was it really was just building. So even with me saying it's I still did really, really enjoy the first half of this volume, and I did think it can have a lot to build upon in the later on of the series, because during the third and fourth chapter, we see a lot of stuff happen that makes it so there's so much to be had inside this school. Even though it is just a one-school setting, there's so much to be desired, and there's so much that could happen. I do like how at the very end of the volume, they reference quite a few series as jokes, and I really did like that. They mentioned like Doraemon and like Drifting Classroom, and a bunch of stuff like that, and I thought it was really funny how they did that. Like, there is some comedy moments in this volume, which I did think was pretty good, even though it is dealing with dark themes such as suicide, and also kind of just a lot of other things in here as well that I don't want to say because it would be kind of spoilers. But I do very much recommend the series to anyone who's into those kind of like suspenseful, like kind of stuck in somewhere trying to get out place, like kind of things like that. Like Drifting Classroom, if you like that, you might like this. I haven't read Drifting Classroom, but it seems like this might be kind of like a Drifting Classroom in some sort of way. And I do think that this is pretty dang interesting for a concept, and I thought it was done pretty dang well when it came to the later half. Now, I expected a lot of good storytelling and art, which I did get. I did think the storytelling was pretty good because it was made by the creator of Your Lie in April. Even though the ending of that series is quite predictable, I will say the ending is very predictable for Your Lie in April. Once you hit the 12 episode mark, very predictable. I thought this would be predictable as well, but the one person I thought was the one who committed suicide wasn't, and I think that was really interesting. And I think that even if I try to make theories, I don't think this is going to be nearly as predictable ending as Your Lie in April, which makes me very, very excited, because that ending, if you don't know, was quite predictable. It was very predictable. Once you saw, like, the first 12 episodes, you kind of knew how the ending was probably going to go. Well, this, I don't know how it's going to go, and I hope it stays like that. I hope it stays that I don't know how it's going to go for the rest of the series, because if it does that, it did its job well as a drama horror, because I feel like this is probably going to be in the horror aspect, but this is definitely a human drama, and I think that I do like human dramas and psychological things a lot, so that's probably why I did enjoy this a bit, but yeah, definitely did think it was pretty dang good. I think that another thing about this is the pacing. The pacing was kind of quite slow in the beginning. The beginning was very slow. Second half definitely ramped it up to normal pacing, and I did really enjoy that. And also, Vertical, I love you. This was such a nice volume to read. I got to open it up well. It just felt nice in the hands. Very, very nice feeling volume when reading it. And also, the color page is so nice. I love this color page, even though it really is mainly yellow, and yellow is not my favorite color. I do really like it, and the snow, like the snowflakes on it, I do really enjoy, as well as it symbolizes the snow, how it's basically like a record-breaking snow day inside of Japan during this day. Oh, and I forgot to mention this during the synopsis. The time, did I? I don't know, I was going to say it again anyway. The time stopped at 5:53. The time is completely stopped, and once a major event happens, it goes on again until 5:53 again. So, that is something really cool. I really did like that as well. I definitely do think that you should read this. I think that if you're watching this video, you should probably click off soon once the video is over. Give me the watch time, please. But, but you should definitely click off after this and start reading this if you're into Your Lie in April, or you're into human drama or anything like this, because definitely like this a lot, and definitely thought it was a pretty good series. That's really not much else to say about this. Actually, there is. The characters. Like I said, there's 8 characters. They really don't build upon everyone too well, which is something that I do critique about, but it's only the first volume, so they could build upon all the other characters way more in the later volumes, and I hope they do, because I really just forgot half the characters' names after a while, other than, like, 4. That's because I would have forgotten one if I didn't like him a lot, and that's Sugawara. I thought Sugawara was a great character, and he's just super funny. I remember Rika. I remember Katanes? I can't really say that name. Mizuki and Takano. I don't remember any of the other 3. Hopefully they become more prevalent and they become way more rememberable, but the characters, I will say Takano, I do really like him. Sugawara, like I said, really love Sugawara's character. Mizuki or whatever, she's like, okay, I know you because you're a childhood friend of the main character, I get it. And Kate, I can't say that name. I'll put it right here so you guys know what I'm trying to say. I can't say this. I just really can't. But he loved him. I think he's probably my favorite character so far, even though from the first 2 chapters, like, why? I loved him. He was so good. He got built upon so well. And as a character, he was really intriguing and really interesting to read about. So I really did enjoy that. And I really think that overall, the characters have potential to be really good. And I cannot wait to see more of this teacher that they talked about, because I think the teacher's name's Sakaki or whatever, something like that, something around that. I'll put the name here. I don't remember this name either. He was not mentioned too much, but he sounds pretty interesting, so I hope that they actually build upon him more, mostly because he is the main character's cousin. So seeing like how this teacher is their teacher and the main character's cousin, and seeing how he's kind of important to these people's lives, I really am interested in that. And seeing more of that will probably be very prevalent in the future of this, and I will be very excited, because from what little we saw, I did really enjoy his character. Even though he's kind of a delinquent teacher, he was a very interesting character, and it's not really too often you really see a teacher like that, like in a manga even, like a delinquent kind of bad boy teacher. I really did enjoy seeing that, and that's why I did really enjoy the characters later down the line. But of course, there's a couple that I just really didn't remember, and I don't think I ever will. But yeah, there's not much else I really have to say about the series, because I don't know what else I can say about the series. I think that it was really good, definitely suggest it. Art was pretty meh, pacing was pretty good near the ending, but pretty meh during the beginning. Characters are pretty good, but not all of them are pretty good. His story, pretty interesting concept. Not much else I have to say though. Volume, really nice quality volume by Vertical. I was going to say Yen Press, because I had a bunch of Yen Press volumes recently, but made by Vertical, really nice volume, really nice color page, and lived up to the hype that I gave it for being a creation of the creators of Yearline April. So yeah, very hyped about this. I really did enjoy this volume. I really did like it. Really do recommend it too. I really think that this has a very high potential in the future, even though it is kind of expensive because it is made by Vertical. I think it is very much worth that. So I definitely recommend it, and if you can't, you know, read it somewhere else. Like, I don't know what to say. I definitely recommend it though. And I think that's it for the video. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope I see you guys next time. Peace!